Yo, man, it's got to be that real hip-hop feel, man. Get these levels right. All right, something like... You will now go back to when rap music had hard beats, when it was called hip-hop.
Live in the Cipher! Wednesday night, gotta get it right. Live in the Cipher, chills on the mic. You got cash, I'm worth it, pay me. You can't outfox me, so say that for Jamie. BKS1radio.com. Hot like 5 kids, so ring the alarm. Got the industry corner with our own damn opinions. No Serato, it's authentic. When late night is spinning, the truth, the real. Hip-hop ain't dead, and if it was, we resurrected it. It's back to the essence, the bare essential. Storm Norm is the leader, we call him the general. Smooth P and Ghost, we rate and review. So if you're scared to spit the 16, don't come through. Ooh! Represent the real hip-hop. Represent the real hip-hop. Represent the real hip-hop. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the hottest hip-hop show on the net, live in the Cipher, baby. You got my man, Chill Mr. Keep It Real, Ladies Love, Smooth P, Short Fuse, DJ Late Night, and your man, Storm Norm the General on BKS1Radio.com, where we represent the real hip-hop. Yo, what's good? You're officially on.
Hey.
Live in the Cipher Show, BKS1 Radio. We back, baby. We are back. Salute, peace and blessings, everybody on the check-in. Listen, we're going to get deep tonight. We're going to talk about some things that's been going on. So tune in, share it out. You can also call in with your commentary, all right? But let's introduce the squad, the team right now. To my left, still Mr. AKA. He got 2 aliases.
Short Fuse, AKA the Ghost.
Yes.
Started.
Yes. Hold on. Let him get his flowers. Let him get his claps. All right. And sitting right next to me, my man, 50 grand. You know him as DJ Smooth.
Ooh.
What's up, y'all? We here.
That's what's up.
And all the way at the end.
What up?
Keeps it 100.
What up?
He's very vocal about his opinion.
Yo, we got a war going on. We was about to start. You got at me though. You was about to go in. I was like, whoa, bro. I just was saying that. I mean love. Well, we'll talk about it. I know. Because I think you took it literally what I was saying.
And we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
We call him Chill.
Mr. Keep It Real.
Yes.
In the building. Let's go.
And in the middle, the man with the master plan.
Uh-huh.
In his back pocket, he got about 100 grand. We call him
$40.
Had a spectacular birthday weekend.
Yes. Definitely had a great birthday week. Storm Norm the General in the building.
Yes. Peace and blessings, everybody. Yes, thank you for all the birthday wishes and all of that. Had a great time, 2 parties, all of that.
Yes.
Went to Atlantic City, saw my boy Zoo. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. Shout out to everybody on the check-in, man. Listen. We on various platforms tonight. We on Twitch.
Yes.
We on Mixcloud.
Yes.
We on YouTube. We on Facebook. We everywhere. We everywhere right now. But right now we here with you because we got some things to talk about. First and foremost, let's have this discussion right now. All right? Let's have this discussion right now about the Super Bowl halftime show. All right, which I thought was awesome. Can we clap it up for the Super Bowl halftime show, which I feel was the best halftime show ever.
Damn.
Ever. All right?
All right.
Let's talk about it. Fuse, what you think of the show?
It was a great show, man. I think it was. In ones that I've seen, because I haven't watched. I don't watch every halftime show. I'd say that's probably the best one that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Chill.
All right, so let me say this. I'm just gonna break it down one way. I don't think it was the best ever, but for what it represented,
Get out.
hip hop. Because I thought Michael Jackson. If you ever go back and look at his was dope.
I did today.
He stood on the stage and he just got standing ovation. And Prince was dope too, because nature. It was raining hard as hell. How ironic. Purple Rain. Prince tore it up too. A lot of people ain't really. This right here, and no offense, this right here was I consider this hip hop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, and I'm not saying again. I hate to say the culture, but that was straight hip hop culture, and it just was. Prince and them reached out to like different genres and all. Prince and Michael Jackson, that's who they are. But this was for us. But go ahead.
But here's my thing, right? And this is one of the things I said, and we're gonna talk about this because you had your points, and like you said, me and you was, you know what I'm saying?
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna actually show you something somebody posted,
Okay.
which bothered me. You know what I'm saying? So again, we're gonna have different opinions. Like, there's a lot of people that thought like me. This is one of the best, and there's other people that said Prince, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars was one too, yeah.
Whatever. For me, for a lot of levels, this was awesome. One, you get to see how Jay-Z's influence.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
In this halftime,
Yeah.
this Super Bowl show. That's one.
Yeah.
Two, Dr. Dre, regardless of all the, you know, the dark news associated with Dr. Dre, he never really gets his props as one of the best producers, you know, around. You can't really just say hip hop because he produced R&B too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, just overall producer. And Dr. Dre got his flowers that day.
True.
Why? Because all artists that perform a Dr. Dre produced song.
Yeah.
Now, the whole show was, wasn't it?
Yes, and that's why it was epic to me. You had Eminem, you had Kendrick Lamar, you had Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent. It was just an awesome show from start to finish, to how he finished it. And everything. He finished it on the piano, on the big white grand piano and everything. I just think it was very well produced. Now, I saw some people say it was trash. Shout out to Felicia. Shout out to Walter Pittman. Shout out to Denise Sparrow. Shout out to Keisha Gainey and everybody on the check-in on Facebook. Lucretia Taylor, everybody. But I thought it was just well put together. I thought the song selections were great. Everybody wanted to see the Crazy Mary dance, which she did not do.
Yeah, that would have been
Thank
dope
God.
if she did that.
Yeah, it would have been bananas if she would have did that. And then the way Eminem ended it off with "Lose Yourself," right? Because the lyrical content in that song is crazy.
I think that's one of the greatest written raps.
Yeah,
ever, bro.
and it was live instrumentation from a band, and then he took a knee.
Yeah.
He took a knee.
Yeah.
Right. I just thought it was an awesome show. All right.
I personally, I think it was epic for what it was, for like Chill said, for the culture of hip hop, for bringing all the different elements of different artists, like I said, that Dre produced and put all together the way he did. I think it was very well put together. Think it was a great show. Think it was epic for what it was. But I'm the same. I don't necessarily think it was the best halftime show ever. It was a great show, but best ever, I don't think so.
So who was the best ever?
Like you said, when you talk about something like that, when you talk about a MJ or you talk about a Prince, I got to throw Beyonce in there too. When those shows were like just over the top, and if I really think about it hard, I could think of some more. There were some really, really great halftime shows. Like I said, not to take anything away from Stevie did do one. Not to take anything away from this one. Like I said, it was good for what it was. It was great for what it was, but it wasn't the best all time.
Well, can I say something?
I can't say that.
You can't even mention Stevie if you had to ask if he done one. So that mean that wasn't like one of their best.
Yeah, that's why I asked you what was your best. You said, well, MJ, Prince. I watched all of those shows. So you telling me you watched all of those shows. What was your best? Was it MJ? Was it Prince?
But that's the thing. With those two, you can't even really say one was better than the other. Like they're
because
their shows are just next level.
Because MJ, not
Madonna
MJ.
was dope too.
Yeah, Beyonce did her show, and then you had everybody talking about she was showing too much skin. J-Lo did her halftime show.
That sucked.
You had people dissing that. Oh, she was showing her skin, whatever. People are always going to have something to say. But what I loved about Snoop and 50 and all them that performed up there is if you look at, and we're going to talk about this, so I got to talk about it. The white people was, if you looked across the whole stadium, was singing the lyrics.
Crazy. Yeah,
they knew the lyrics. They were singing the lyrics. Yeah. They were going crazy. Everybody went bananas from start to end. Mm-hmm. So like the synergy, the energy there was just crazy. It was bananas to me. And me personally, I'm a hip hop connoisseur. I love hip hop, and that's why for me, it was one of the best.
So the only thing that I want to say, and even to your point there, I always go by whether or not I see the crowd rocking, and that is true. That was the Super Bowl. There was a great, the people that were there. But that's like any other concert. I'm not trying to be funny. If I'm a fan of Silk, the group, and I'm there, I'm going to go crazy. Mm-hmm. Right. If I don't like Silk, I ain't going to be there. So, because I got a few friends, one of my friends at my job is in the metal, heavy metal. He said he wasn't interested in it. And that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That sounds
so for us, where we coming from, that's why I said to me, it was more of a pride thing because I know about hip hop and I'm worried about that culture. But like somebody like Michael Jackson, the Prince, they cross everybody
lines. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The heavy metal guy might say that he loved the performance that Mike gave, a gospel, somebody might be like, but then when it comes to hip hop, we always been prejudiced against. That's why I said the moment was great for us. It gave me the same feeling with the Locks and three things this year. Not to say this quickly, then I'll pass it back to Ghost because I'm interested to hear your point of view about it. The three things that kind of made me nostalgic, almost brought like a tear of pride. This event. The Locks versus Dipset, and LL Cool J's performance at his Hall of Fame induction.
Okay. And I missed that.
But go ahead, Ghost. I wanted to hear your opinion.
Well, no, I think it was, like I said, in my opinion, that was the best one that I've seen. And all them artists crossed over. Like, everybody knows Snoop.
Yeah.
He did a cooking show with Martha Stewart on the Cooking Channel.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody knows M. Dre is Dre, because everybody knows Dre. Mary. The only two people you can say maybe not crossed over to the pop side as much as Snoop and everybody else on the panel would be Kendrick.
But his performance was good.
Now Kendrick is
that show that stage thing was dope.
Crossed over with Elton John. That took it to another level.
Okay, now I didn't know she did something with Elton John.
Yeah.
I didn't know that much.
Well, let me ask you guys this question because we touched on it about Jay and his influence, in the NFL with the halftime show. So when he first was coming into the NFL, everybody's trying to give him a shot. So are we okay with the only thing he's really done is get a all hip hop halftime show through?
Is that what he's really done?
No, he did. Didn't he do last year's?
I'm saying
he's done other programs.
Absolutely.
What?
Than just the Western name.
He changed the whole dynamics of it. First of all, see, and this is the thing. I need my people to research more before you say something like that about somebody that's actually doing something right within the NFL. For the short time he's been there, he sat down with Goodell, Roger Goodell, and changed the whole marketing scheme of the NFL. Like, no, we're gonna have to acknowledge this, whatever, like that. Even their commercials and everything, all that's Jay. That's Jay sitting down. It has to be more things. Said about positive things said about African Americans. We have to get on top of this, the police brutality. So they had a whole campaign, whatever, like which the NFL has never done until Jay got there. So my thing is, and he's still in there, and he's still making making changes and making changes.
So one of the things just last year, he got the NFL to commit $100 million to criminal justice reform.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it's not just the halftime show. He's doing other things outside of
that's big.
just form of entertainment.
And I do want to.
So our people, no, go ahead. But real quick, our people, please, you got to research more because we'll get on these sites. We'll get on Shade Room or Jasmine Brand, and I'm calling y'all out, and they'll put up a post saying, "What has Jay-Z done?" or something similar to what you just said, whatever, you know, and without doing the research. You know, and then he can't do it all at once. But go ahead, Chill.
The thing I was going to say too is it's also, listen, man, the NFL and they ain't stupid, and in the wake of what happened with the black coaching situations and things of that nature, they needed something like this, so they was quick to say yes, yes. We need this. Rap would be great there, even though deep down inside they may have been kind of belittling it before situations, but the NFL is about money and making situations. So now you got the heat. It makes them look good. We got, listen, we had a rap show. We had Dr. Dre. We had them Crip walk in there. That's great. We love black people. And I'm just keeping it funky. That's a lot of the thinking. But for us, the importance of it is the fact they don't look at it from our angle. Again, to me, that stage is an incredible stage, man. Billions of people are watching.
It is, but
I would agree with that one point about the NFL and how the black coach thing. But the black coach thing with Flores just came out a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this Super Bowl show wasn't put together a couple weeks ago.
right.
No.
So I mean, this was put together a long time before. So they already agreed to have this before this allegations came out.
Yeah.
And we're going to read some comments.
I can't tie the two of those things together. Like if they would have said next year it would came out all hip hop, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see them trying to do save face with the minority hiring, but that's just too. I can't link them two.
The thing that I'm saying, and you're right, goes to that extent. But before that, you got the police brutality, you got the Black Lives Matter. So the NFL is looking at everything overall dealing with black people, and I get it. They got to come across more friendly for their product to be what it is. Remember, let's keep it funky. There was a lot of people that was like, I'm boycotting the NFL. I'm not watching the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But because of these strides, now the NFL is saying this is a good thing. If Eminem would have done that knee thing a year ago, I think that was fake news to me. I wasn't impressed by that because at the end of the day, ain't nobody been talking about the knees no more. It's
right.
fake.
I'm glad you said that, Chill. And real quick, you said nobody's been talking about the knees, but again, that showed he didn't forget.
Good point.
And see, a lot of people have been saying too, what happened to all the uproar about Kaepernick? Oh, he's not the super today no more. You know what I'm saying? So
the NFL paid him off.
No,
to shut up.
No, but we do that a lot. We do that a lot.
True.
when we go through something like, you know, there was Trayvon, and we need justice for Trayvon, and blah 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 blah. Then the new super today come. Oh, now it's the
black coaches.
It's black coaches. Super today come. Oh, it's the white girl missing in the woods. Her boyfriend must have did it, and that's the news of the day. So we quickly forget a lot of these things. Let's read some comments real quick. Right. Shout out to everybody on the check-in. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna read some of your comments. I'm gonna try to go to the top. I thought I was there. Okay, this is how I go to the top. Forgive me, y'all.
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to say, shout out to Eminem. Can we stop dogging him out? He is hip-hop. Let's stop with this madness. Yeah, people just hating on him just because he's a good white boy. He's dope. Yeah. He to me, he had the biggest – when he walked out and he did his verse, it was the crowd was the loudest. Yeah. Stop. Just stop dogging this man out. He's dope.
Facts. Shout out to Felicia Felton. She said, hey, y'all. Shout out to Walter Pittman. He said it was cool, talking about the Super Bowl show. Felicia also said, I loved it. Victor Johnson said it was a hip-hop great show.
She did a little of it, told Mary dance.
Oh, she did a little of it. Oh, the Mary dance. Mary, what's up, Mary? Mary said, extremely well produced. First time
it was.
I sat for the entire halftime show. As short as it was epic. Yeah, it was short, though, to me. A little bit shorter than the other ones.
Is that true?
By a couple minutes. Yeah, it was. It was a little shorter. Felicia said, hats off to the dancers. Grand G said, sub fam. Victor said Prince or MJ and Beyonce.
That's fair.
Grand G said, what made those over the top, though? Explain. All right. Felicia Felton, why can't they all be good shows? Why does it have to be the best? Facts. It was one of my faves. I'm going to say that. It was one of my favorites. Victor said the recent one is best one hip-hop wise. Well, who else really hip-hop? Did they ever have an all-hip-hop show?
No, but they had
hip-hop performers.
That's what you're saying. Could they have hip-hop performers put in it?
Yeah,
it wasn't a total show.
It was all hip-hop. This one was all hip-hop.
Yeah.
Last year was The Weeknd. Yes.
And I just want to say one thing, too. This is the thing that I was talking about. I got a lot of flack personally on my page when I made mention of the performance of not Nicki. Who did the WAP song at the Grammys or the American Music Awards on national TV? The humping,
Cardi,
and all. This was my argument.
Megan.
This music was still hip hop. It's the same stuff, but you see how they made it to the point where it's I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud of it. Whereas, and listen, don't get me wrong, my man side like seeing the booties and everything, but that wasn't to me. I always would argue when people dog me out. We get in the argument. That wasn't the appropriate time for that on national TV like that with a bunch of people watching. But Dre pulled it off, bro.
Facts.
Everything was great.
Facts. Mary said this was approved. This Super Bowl halftime show was approved before. Hold on, the comments are moving. I'm sorry. This was approved before the black coach recent revelations. All right. Nakia was good. Nakia said, this is not the first hip-hop Super Bowl. Didn't ATL have a strong hip-hop presence?
Actually, they did do an ATL.
Did they?
Yeah.
It was all hip-hop artists?
I think it might have been. That was some years ago.
All right.
I think that she's right.
And Nakia said this. Hold on. She also said the NFL didn't pay Cap off. They paid him what they owed him because he filed an NFL union grievance.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
That's a whack statement.
When I say paid him off, meaning they gave him his money. It ain't whack statement. It's the truth.
No, because you said, he's quiet because they paid him off.
Yeah, they paid him his money.
That's how you said it.
Yeah,
so
it's the truth.
All right. And Keisha
I ain't gonna apologize for the truth.
And I assume where it fell this year, maybe they wanted to run with Black History Month. To the good.
Listen, man, and to be fair, right now being black, through all, and you gotta understand something, because my brother was
it's in again.
Says in again.
Being black.
Well, let me say this, because during the civil rights movement, when we were coming out of civil rights, right, they brought up a lot of programs to help black people at that point because they thought we was being attacked. Back when King got assassinated and everything, in the 70s, they opened up a lot of things for black children or minorities to go to school. My brother was a recipient, and that's how he was able to go to college. So my thing is, whenever there's some sort of thing going on with a minority or blacks, they have to make an example. So I do agree. Listen, I am understanding that the situation with the coach just happened, but you still have Black Lives Matter. Yeah. You still have Kaepernick. Black people have been under duress for these past 10 years or so, commonly. So, and it's just been what it is. So, of course, the NFL wants to appease all that. Yeah. So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Right.
Hey, if you're going to let me do it, my motive might be one reason, their motive might be another. As the Bible says, what they meant for bad, God meant for good. So Jay-Z done his thing, and that's just getting us more promotion and stuff. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
NFL ain't appeasing to black people.
Nope.
Because black people ain't leaving their teams.
Nope.
Nobody stopped watching. Everybody talked about we ain't boycotting the NFL. We ain't watching. We ain't buying nothing when Kaepernick got blackballed. But people still tuned in every Sunday and still rooted for their same team.
Facts.
So, but I want to say,
if we stuck together long enough, then yeah, they're gonna appease. But they ain't gonna appease. You know what? I'll just hold out a little longer. They're gonna change. They'll be right back.
Because what I want to piggyback off that is, so everybody always want to be outraged when it's them, and everybody wants support when it's them. So when Kaepernick was getting his back kicked in, you had very few to almost none who really was supporting him. You had a couple people like, I kneel with your cap, blah, blah. But Jokers was not messing with their money, like you said.
Making business decisions.
Just like now. So Flores, wants people to back him and be for him. where were you when Kaepernick was there? Like it's nothing different. It's the same shit.
We're gonna take it back to the music.
Yeah,
part of it though. So somebody had something to say, and I actually got into a verbal debate with this person, and they made this statement in reference to the halftime show. So if we could read that, what they said.
Someone help me understand. We say we don't glorify gang life, then have a halftime show with Crip dancing. Wow. And everyone is saying how great he was. Really, people? Wow. That's interesting.
Now, here's my thing, right?
He's not wrong.
All right.
That's interesting.
But here's my thing. So you talk about Crip dancing and all of that, right? Which the most prominent popular Crip up there was Snoop.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. He was doing Crip dance.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. So you got people doing the Crip dance or whatever like that. So is Snoop, just yes or no, is Snoop robbing and killing these days?
No.
Not that I know
Is that what he
of.
does?
Not that I know of.
Is that what he does?
No.
Right.
I'm gonna say
so no. I'm gonna say a hard no.
Mm-hmm. So I got to piggyback off some. I'm gonna let you go where you're going, but then I'm gonna piggyback off that.
No,
mm-hmm.
is he robbing and stealing? Okay. Did we watch Snoop over the years change his life around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Kendrick was involved in the game element as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
What is he doing now, right? He's making music,
mm-hmm.
right? He's making music. He's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dre, we all know where he came from.
Yeah.
Right? Billionaire now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody makes a comment like that, put up a statement like that, they're Crip walking, Crip dancing. First of all, understand the whole Crip walking thing started 1970. 1970, and it actually started by the guy that started it was an ex-Black Panther,
mm-hmm.
and then joined and created the Crips, the first version of the Crips.
Yeah, about to say the first version of Crips is not the version of Crips now.
So the whole Crip walk dance then was a form of affiliation, saying you're affiliated,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that was about back then. Mm-hmm. And that's when they were serving the community.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
They were serving and doing great things in the community, right?
Absolutely.
So, okay.
Feeding women, children.
Let's,
mm-hmm.
just a little history of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now,
Police
Super Bowl halftime was a joyous occasion,
mm-hmm.
right? Everybody up there having a good time. You're entertaining the people. They're doing their dance. And also, L.A. has a lot of gang culture.
Mm-hmm.
We know that,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The Super Bowl was held in where? L.A.
Mm-hmm.
They did the Crip walk. Snoop is a Crip.
Mm-hmm.
That has donated
mm-hmm.
all the people talking crap,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
more money,
mm-hmm.
and did more for the youth than anybody up there talking crap and a whole bunch of smack. Hired
mm-hmm.
gang members that's now ex-gang members,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And gave them a good job.
Okay.
Taught them a skill.
Okay.
The same for a lot of them up there.
Okay.
Dre did too,
mm-hmm.
right? So, but everybody wants to put a dark stamp on something that's supposed to be a joyous, positive moment. So that the reason why you said the whole Super Bowl halftime was whack because for an accountant, it was about maybe 2.5 minutes they was Crip walking.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those accolades that you said Snoop
mm-hmm,
has
mm-hmm,
done
mm-hmm.
and still does,
mm-hmm.
and Dre and everybody
mm-hmm,
else, right,
mm-hmm.
up there.
Right.
Why would you still affiliate yourself with something
That's a good point.
that is negative, has a negative stigmatism, people are still negatively doing? So why at 50 whatever years old, at the status where you're at right now, would you still be claiming to be in a game?
Because one, you don't. If you're trying to reach the people who are still in and the youth that's in there, you don't want them to feel like, all right, he forgot about where he came from and he separated himself from us.
I'm not forgetting.
No,
you're
asking me why he would still do this
Yes.
because it's going to reach down. Sometimes you got to get down on that person's level to reach and connect with them so they can see that, okay, he came from us, he still believes in us, and he made it to here.
Yes.
But if he changed it, you know what? I'm not mentioning it. I'm going to dissociate myself. Then the people he might be trying to reach, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, he forgot who he was. He ain't really rocking with us like that."
Look at the statements you asked me, and look at the statements he made. We have to take our culture, because I'm Crip till Snoop has said I'm Crip till I die, but we have to take it back to where the Crips started. And listen,
he wasn't a Crip when the Crips started.
No,
he was part of.
No,
he wasn't part of those Crips.
No, listen. Can I speak?
Yeah,
Can you ask
speak.
me the question?
Yeah.
So Snoop said we have to take it back to the Crip, where the Crips started. So where did the Crips started? From a group of people having a sense of community.
Yeah, that's part of the name.
And he's not saying it; he's living it because he did take it back to where they started. He does things in the community. He donates to these schools. He creates these sports programs for the kids. That's where it started. So he's not just talking. He's about those actions. Right, and then half of the kids he's working with that's been in his sports programs or whatever was out there in that gang life. He brought them out of that. If you want to be down with this, you got to do good in school. If you want to be down with this, you got to stay out of jail. If you want to be down with this, you got to whatever. So when I'm saying part of the problem that we have when we talk about gang culture and then people that's trying to change and do good, we still want to hold them accountable for something they was associated with, so they never can grow.
You
so
can't
they never
say
can
was
grow.
associated.
No.
He's saying he's still a Crip.
No, but
so he's still associated.
But here's the thing.
You can't say things that he was associated with. Because if he's claiming I'm Crip, then you're still associated with it.
Nope, sorry.
What do you mean no?
No.
We can't have it both ways.
No.
You can't say, oh, no, he can't forget where he's coming from because he's trying to reach the youth. You can't say that and then say, oh, well, he used to do it. No, you can't say that.
That man himself said he's taking it back to where it started. Right? To where it started. There's people now that the Black Panthers was a positive thing. Right?
Yes.
Now you got the new Black Panthers, whatever like that, whatever. And then some people said they're not doing this, so they're doing back whatever. So they're taking what was once good and making it bad. Same shift with the Democrats and the Republicans, bro. You know, it was the Democrats that was the worst ever, but right now today's Republicans are the worst ever.
They're both the worst ever.
But the tides have changed or whatever like that. But you can't knock a person or knock a man that changed his whole life around and is setting the example to people that's still involved in that and telling them, no, here's a better way. Here's something better we can do. Here's something better we could do. You can't knock anybody that changed their life around and is doing something better. Let's read some comments.
That's an interesting debate.
Yeah, and we could talk about it, and that's the problem. You know what? And this is why a lot of the youth has a disconnect from adults that say stuff like you just said. They have a disconnect, and it's like I don't want to talk to him because he's judgmental. I'm
not being
but
judgmental.
What you just said causes a disconnect with the youth that sees things a certain way. And let's read the comments. But go ahead.
Okay. Now I was going to say, so
brought it up.
OGs in the street, right? Who are not doing the things that they used to. They're OG. They're considered wise, right? So they talk to the younger generation who might be out there in the streets and say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. It's only going to lead you here, there. They're not saying, yo, I'm an OG. I'm still out in these streets, but I'm not in these streets. You know, I'm still repping such and such a hood, da-da-da. But you can't do that.
Exactly. So at least I know I ain't crazy.
Well, Snoop don't say he's in the streets no more.
Yeah. Mary said, was that the only takeaway? Crip dancing can't be denied. Hopefully the homies will see hope. And that's the whole thing. Oh, wow. They up there on the Super Bowl. They doing something positive, whatever like that. Man, I want to do that. I want to be a rapper just like Snoop now, whatever like that, and get to this point to where I'm in the Super Bowl, or I'm dancing, or I'm doing something positive. It's history. We can't deny that is what it was the culture. Yes.
But I'm gonna jump in real quick. Well, go ahead, read a little bit more, and then I'm gonna say something.
Grand G, LA gang culture is like no other. The politics are different. Facts. Lucretia said, I agree. Use it for a positive outcome. He's representing the positive intentions of its start. Yes. Nakia said, I can see why Crip walking was problematic. It is a mixed message of sort.
Yeah.
Mary said, police departments are the most organized gangs in America.
That's a fact.
Facts,
That's
Mary.
the biggest
Facts.
fact. Yeah.
Where's the applause on that?
Clap. And they're the largest, the biggest gang, period.
Yeah, good point, Norm. Trying to shine a positive light, and he is. Go ahead.
The thing is, to me, it's an interesting dynamic. What I understand exactly what P is saying, and I understand what you're saying. But in a perfect world, Norm, what you're saying is great. But the reality is, there might be some Bloods looking at that want to fight Crips. Look at them representing.
You still represent.
Hear me out. Hear me out. This is all I'm saying. Now there are going to be some. What you saying? Some dude might be out there like, yo, man, that's dope. I'm going to be that way. But everybody, thank God, Snoop did make it, and he's looking back on it. But at the end of the day, I kind of do understand. Just tell your message to Snoop. You don't necessarily got to talk about being a Crip. Yo, I'm Snoop Dogg. I used to be a Crip. Most people that are in reform gangs, they say what they used to do, as opposed to what they're doing. And you do have to show the respect comes in from the youngins because they'll know, damn, P used to be on the street.
Exactly.
I know he served 20 years.
Yeah.
Whether he comes back as Pierre or
exactly.
Smooth P, his story is what's going to get him. But I get what I kind of understand because, to be official, Michael Jackson had a bunch of old gang members and beat it. Not beat it, I'm sorry. I think it was bad. Mm-hmm. They were dancers too. So I think both ends are right if you're concerned.
Right.
But at the same token, of what he's trying to achieve to show that even though you can be a Crip and be positive, that's the message that Snoop, I think, is trying to say.
Right, and that's the whole point. Lucretia said because of Snoop's public status, he will always be identified as a Crip. It is positive for him to use it as a positive platform, going back to original origin. Yeah, into his original origin, and it's funny. It's funny how the person I was arguing with about the whole point, when I told him the history, it started in 1970, whatever. And then somebody checked my point out and was like, oh, you was right. Yeah. And the guy that started it was an ex-Black Panther that became in the original Crips, went into the original Crips. All right.
It's
Sports Girl Carla said, Snoop was a Crip, but he is an OG Crip, which is a different status. He gets a pass to still Crip walk and still have hood. And another point, too, a lot of the cast that was Crip walking on the halftime show was paid professional dancers that learned how to Crip walk on the halftime show. So it wasn't,
I would like to hear.
But that still can get. But that can get them killed though.
Yeah, that we know all of that. But even look at Nipsey, right? So when Nipsey's death brought Bloods and Crips together.
Yeah.
So they still talk about that to this day. And there's some Bloods and Crips that's opening up the store together.
Yeah.
And everything like that. So the dynamics of certain things is changing. Because meanwhile, we just harp on the Bloods and Crips. Meanwhile, LA's gang culture got 50,000 members.
50,000, exactly. I'm about to say because Ice-T
outside of the Bloods and Crips.
Ice-T, he said, listen, this is not a threat to anybody. I'm just going to put a warning out there to all you celebrities and rappers and stuff who might be going out here to the Super Bowl. You might want to make sure you take it easy. Don't go out here all flashy and da-da-da.
Right.
So he said just so you know, there are 50,000 active gang members in L.A.
Yes.
And if you out here flossing and shining and looking all such, you might be a target.
And
Listen, I'm telling you again,
Yeah.
this is not a threat. I'm not threatening anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you guys know I'm from L.A. I know the L.A. culture. Even Ice-T.
Right.
Ice-T used to bang. You don't hear him saying, representing no gang culture now that I'm in this gang, I'm that. He's just saying, hey, listen, if you want to be safe where I'm from, this is what you need to do and not do.
But it's the old saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I know that if I go visit my boy out in L.A. or whatever like that, I'm wearing neutral colors. Period.
Red, gray.
You know what I'm saying?
Black.
It's like that's their culture. That's and it's funny because a lot of New York and a lot of the East Coast took a lot of that culture.
The woos versus the chos.
So
whole culture, bro.
I mean, it is what it is. But getting back, let me read these points. Carla said Snoop was a Crip, but now he is an OG Crip, which is a different status.
Did you read that one? Yeah.
He still get a pass, Crip walk,
read that one.
and still has a hood and set. Snoop no longer gangs. It's a different Snoop. I don't know if I read that.
Yeah, you did.
Replying to Nakia, good point, Norm. He's trying to shine in a positive light. Where am I at now? Exactly, Tyrone. Ben says, Smooth, you don't understand unless you hear it from them. Not just a Crip, but an L.A. Crip. Sports girl, Carla, exactly, Tyrone. Grand G said, it's not about the color, it's about the set. Mary said, and my man MJ was an alleged pedophile on the worldwide Super Bowl platform. We loved his performance. Was an alleged pedophile.
Yeah.
I mean, was that before or after they?
Yeah,
it was after.
And the kid said, but Ice-T still pushes pimp culture. He was blood, but pimping was his tag.
But I don't know if he's pushing.
Yeah, I haven't heard him.
Like I don't hear Ice. Again,
talking about pimp.
You tell the story about something. Hey, I used to.
But the show is fun. So I heard.
If you tell a story about what you did, it ain't necessarily promoting it. See, that's what I'm saying. Yes, I used to do this. I killed a few people, but now I'm talking to you youth that you don't need to go the way that I did. That don't mean I'm promoting it. But if I'm sitting there, all of a sudden I'm selling guns, and I'm like, yo, this 45 is a good gun. I'm telling you, young blood, I used a 45 when I was out there, whatever, and it works good. Then I'm promoting gun violence and gang or whatever activity, criminality with dealing with a gun. So that's a great discussion, Norm.
I just think it's a slippery slope. That's all I say.
But Pete, just when I just told you, it's kind of funny. We was just ironically talking about that, where I said, here's a kind of morally compromised person, and some of the Crips was nice enough to let him, so and so put up that sign, and he like, yeah, I'm gonna put up this sign or whatever it may be.
That's how you sounded, Chill.
No, I'm Ghost. Why? I should have said that.
He said that's how you sounded, Chill.
But then there was another one over there. It was like, man, get this fool out of here.
Yeah, they jumped him. You can't play with these gangs, man. You can't do it.
So it's interesting, man. Yeah. But overall, I do say, Norm, shout out to you, because it was funny. I got to say this real quick, because I had made a statement and I had said,
you called it hood
I
music.
said hood music.
You called the halftime show.
Norm was about to dig in my ass. I was like, I meant that lovingly, brother. I mean, it come from the hood.
Like,
hip hop's from the hood.
No, but it's the way you had said it. I'm like,
you thought the mayonnaise in them came out.
I'm like, do you know? It's more white people that are consumers of hip hop.
That's a fact.
Than black people.
That is
more
a fact.
white people are consumers of hip hop than black people, and it's like. And again, they know the lyrics better than we do.
That's a fact.
On half these songs, so we can't. It's beyond hood music now.
It is.
That music now it's one of the biggest genres now. Remember back in the day, it used to be country. Yeah. Remember back in the day, it was country music. Mm-hmm. That was the biggest genre of music. Now it is hip hop.
Yeah, it's integrated into everything.
Yes. And I think that's what makes us proud. That makes us proud, especially because we've been there close to the inception of it.
Absolutely.
So.
And remember when hip hop came out, they said it was going to die in a few years.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to die.
Disco died. Hip hop didn't.
And disco still lives, especially when I'm on the set.
Clap him up on that.
Yeah. All right. Drewski. DJ Drewski.
Another good one
from Hot 97 said, "Can somebody read that?"
Drewski takes a stance after recent violence in New York City. I will not support this gang records on the radio. Love it. I love it.
Yeah, I got to clap
love
that.
It.
He took his
love
stance.
it.
Now,
I love it.
Now, so here's the problem. So y'all see how Drewski look? No disrespect. He's a white DJ, and he said he took a stance. He would no longer play drill music, whatever, which they're associating a lot of the some violence out in the streets and everything. But now, so there's another debate going on. Why did Drewski have to be the first? Drewski, a white DJ in the hip-hop culture, have to be the first to take a stance like that? Why wouldn't a Flex do it? Why wouldn't another DJ, popular New York DJ do it? Why wouldn't any of us do it?
I just think I don't know. As I think about this, why is it more
powerful because he did it?
I don't necessarily think it is. I think because he's a prominent DJ. Well, number one, let me say that Drewski is up there with the list of DJs. I just think he decided to take a stand. Somebody always has to take the first step, and then somebody else comes behind you. That's just the way it is. And to tell you the truth, I don't care what color he is. I don't care if it was DJ Khaled. I don't care if it was Flex. I don't care if it was you. I don't care if it was Cheese. That's a bold, for his platform and where he's at, that's a hell of a statement. Because believe me, everybody out there still is, and I repeat, still is a lot of going in, I'm going to kick your ass if you don't play my music. What do they call that? Not racketeering. When you forcing somebody to do it, the gangs, you go to jail for it.
Extortion?
Extortion. There's a lot of that. I just read, and I'm going to come up with who did it. Allegedly, there was some artists that still went up there and said that they was going to do something to the DJ if they don't play.
Oh, yeah?
It's still doing extortion.
Shit.
And people coming up there with a lot of money, and some DJs are still, all right, you going to give me what? All right, I'm going to play you every time. That junk still goes on, especially on satellite.
Real quick.
Go ahead, Storm.
Fuse, can you give us the definition of drill music? Nakia, we got you right now. We're going to give you the actual definition of drill music.
I don't pronounce this one word wrong. It says, according to Wikipedia, drill is a style of trap music defined by its dark, violent, nihilistic, NIHILISTIC lyrical content and ominous trap influence beats.
All right, so it's trap music that's violent.
Yes,
basically.
And I'm gonna add something to that.
What was all that? And the tempo.
And the tempo.
Double tempo, such as 120 or 100 to 140 beats per minute.
Oh wow!
And let me add something else to that. Most of it is definitely gang related. A lot of retaliation, and they say what they did.
Just think all Chicago.
Pretty much.
Right.
You're going to hear a lot of violence talking about that's why so-and-so with name popped or laid down or whatever it may be. You'll hear all that in that. So if the reason why a lot of average people.
So basically snitching on themselves.
Yeah.
It's snitch music.
Is it?
God bless his soul.
If they saying what they're doing.
Where King Von comes from, Old Block in Chicago is one of the states. Right now the FBI had an indictment on them. 6 of their members. They're doing a RICO act on a project basically because of the fact they murdered, or allegedly murdered, an opposing gang member, and in broad daylight. And P, this will go to what you said. It was in the central part of Chicago, right where everybody be at. Dulce Cabana. When the young man came out of Dulce Cabana, he got let off with 28. They found 28 shell cases. People just started shooting. So my whole thing is there are songs that they identified that they used as evidence. And that is now, I'm going to just say this here because I follow a lot of this crap. That's one of the reasons I was upset at Jay. Jay and Meek Mill and a few people said you shouldn't be able to use lyrics. That was cool back in the day when a lot of people was doing that as a lie. But most of what these kids are saying that they doing is true. And as always, we don't care until it's somebody that we love that's been murdered.
Right.
So that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Right.
I mean, but it's not easy as drawing like a dotted straight line. They ain't saying the person's name. They're saying something, and you're not saying that they did it. It's a gray area. If you start letting that be held up in the court of law, you got to really be able to prove it, not just because I put it in the song.
But Ghost, some of these people,
it's a gray area. I mean, you're walking a fine line.
I can hear and I can play some songs where people are saying what they did.
Well, this is how I think they get them fused. When it's
But you need to have some kind of physical evidence.
That's what I'm going to say.
That's why I'm saying you're walking a fine line.
When it's a situation that the only people say somebody got killed, it was 5 shots and one was to the heart, one was to the head, whatever. So when it's stuff like that, and the only people who knows that is the people who are investigating it, and it would be the people who are investigating it, the person who got shot, and the person who did it. So if I paint you a perfect picture of this crime scene, You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there, but I've told you the shell casings, how many, the size, blah, blah, blah.
But if I put it in a song, I was there.
And the
Exactly.
I was
Exactly.
I was out there. That don't mean I pulled the trigger.
This is fact. Let me just say this quickly. One of the reasons
you need more physical evidence than somebody just saying the words. I mean, you walk on a slippery slope.
Well, let me just say this. With the O Block case, the feds tracked it down to a phone call. They pinged or they did whatever. They tracked the phone call.
That O Block case is weird because then they got the car that they saw leaving the scene at
and
O-Block.
saw them running down the stairs.
They got other evidence
Yes.
that goes along with what they said in the song. That's what I mean. You got other corroborating evidence, and yeah, you can use it. But if you ain't got no other corroborating evidence, you can't use somebody's lyrics against them in the court of law. That's just my opinion. You can't use their lyrics if you have nothing else to support it.
Well, if they put enough in, like these dudes did, through interviews, through painting a picture of Donald Duck getting shot, all of them had a picture. Not all of them, but they had a picture of Donald Duck put on their sneakers. You know, remember how Elmer Fudd used to, the dude that was murdered, his name was FBG Duck. Stuff like that.
Yeah, but that don't prove that they did it.
But
A good lawyer is gonna get that. That don't. You can put a picture on a T-shirt. That don't mean you did it.
But if you get
gotta
enough,
have good evidence.
yeah, you do. But if you get enough of that stuff,
It's
enough of
all
that.
circumstantial.
All right.
Well,
so
go ahead.
No. I was gonna say. So, Drewski basically said this and made a statement and said this because I want to transition to the mayor real quick. Could somebody read that?
That's gonna be long. That's a long shot.
I'm not supporting no more diss gang music. If you're dissing each other in the songs, don't even send it to me. I don't care if the artist sends it to me, the label sends it to me, your big homie sends it. I will not support or play any more diss gang records on the radio. We are losing too many young men and women to the streets. He continued, if you make drill music, there are a lot of drill songs without dissing your ops or smoking your ops. Step up your pen game or creativity. No reason why every week someone is getting locked up or killed. I can't change the world, but I can stop supporting the nonsense. I admit I'm a fan of the drill records and supported from the beginning, but it's only getting worse. Shaking my head.
Wow.
He can mess around and get himself killed.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Listen, with that, you got to take some type of stance.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna front. If I had a young kid, whatever, and he was coming home playing kill, I'm gonna have a problem with that. I'm like, you're not playing at my house. You know, what you do out in the street, I really can't control. You know, because you can be listening to some other kid's phone or whatever. But in this house, you're not playing it. Sorry.
Wow.
And then the mayor came out. Let me get his statement. Hold on. So Mayor Eric Adams urges social media to ban drill rap videos for promoting violence. So that's what he wants to ban on. So basically the mayor said
social media. I thought you were saying ban in New York.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been in the headlines a lot lately, and most recently he proposed that the drill rap genre be banned from the city for promoting images of guns and violence. Mayor Adams made the suggestion last weekend following the fatal shooting of 18-year-old drill rapper Chi Wivitz, and he took a meeting with the rappers responsible for the popular music on Tuesday night. And here's the meeting. Let me go to that clip.
They said in New York just recently, the past couple of weeks, bro.
Yeah.
3 murders. Go ahead.
Here's the clip. Oh, that's not the clip. And that's not the clip.
It's serious, man. It's serious.
I'll try to get
Well, that's the new thing.
Here we go.
It's 11:30 on a Tuesday night. There's been a lot of talk about drill rap,
That's
drill
main
music,
on.
New York City, connecting violence with the culture. And I just wanted to create a conversation with the mayor. We got Fabio here. We got Young B Love here. We got Slow and Bucks here. We got Bleezy here to talk about, what's really happening so the mayor could get a real perspective and a real understanding of what drill rap is. And so that, we could have some real dialogue and really start to really make things happen.
We're going to roll out something together on the whole conversation, and we're looking forward to it. And I appreciate you, man.
Definitely. It's 11:30 on a Tuesday.
You know what
I respect that though.
the problem with that is, and this is what's interesting to me. And by the way, allegedly, Mano was the one I was just talking about. The one allegedly, he even said it. He used to go up. Matter of fact, he said he went to Envy. That's how him and Envy met. He went up to Envy and was going to threaten him to play a song. But I want to bring this point up. Mm-hmm. In those type meetings, mm-hmm. and y'all correct me, I might be wrong. You need opposing gangs. I'd be more convicted if I saw a black disciple versus the whatever the opposite of them is, and they sat at the table. You can't just have all
people on one side.
Because they're gonna talk the game. You know, I'm gonna stop and everything. But who you talking to?
Yeah, right. That's kind of like when we did the gang truce thing here years ago, and we had gang members from opposing gangs here to say, "Hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that." Like I said, it can't be people. It can't be people who hang with each other because what are you really doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the opposing people, but at the same time, that's dangerous because you know how gang jokers are. They don't care, and if somebody say the wrong thing, you know, and stuff pop off, you know, they ain't coming in not being strapped, even though whoever coming in should be checked. But, you know.
And what's really scary about the culture, the drill culture, and these gangs out here now, you can forgive someone if they punch you in the face and you got a black eye. I can say, you know what, next time I see you, P, you dog, you got that. I might get convinced to say, yo, you should apologize to Smooth P. All right, yo, P, I'm sorry we got into that, blah, blah, blah. But if you kill me, that takes a special, and these dudes, that's what it is. They killing these best friends, and brothers are getting killed out here. Such and such getting shot, and he's a brother. So why am I gonna shake this dude who shot my brother, who killed who Aaron Bullitt killed my child? And that's the difficult thing about it. It's very hard to forgive in situations like that. And I'm not saying it takes a special person to say, I'm going to forgive you for that and move on. So I don't know. I don't have an answer to it, bro.
All right. Shout out to Grand G. Grand G said you have to hit those guys where the streams are, not radio. They make their money from streams. Right. Dirk and Minnie that you have never heard of have songs with 62, 70 million streams per song. They are making $200 to $300K without radio. And this is fact.
Right.
And again,
not making no money off
radio, especially
they getting satellite play too, though.
Terrestrial radio is becoming somewhat antiquated.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's like an old medium. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that. And this is why advertisers that used to spend a lot of money on radio advertising, they spend it more with streaming services.
Absolutely.
Like YouTube and different other services now than they do like with the radio.
I got a question, though.
People that.
So some artists, right? How do they block their so right now I'm just using example. If Jay didn't want his music played on when he did Takao, he didn't want his music on say YouTube. And
when he did Tidal,
I said Takao.
I about to say
Wu-Tang got a streaming service.
I'm
like, I was just letting it ride.
I'm about to say I never heard of that.
Yo,
that's a chillism.
I'm
bringing that back.
I'm like, nah, we can't let that go.
I'm bringing that back.
I was like, I don't remember that song.
Takao? I'm like, yo, there's a streaming service named Takao. Damn, when did Wu get a streaming service? It's Tidal, man. Go ahead.
Is that because it's interesting what Glenn is saying, and he's right. A lot of these artists make their own videos and they post them up on YouTube and everything. Can YouTube say no to that?
Yes.
They actually
YouTube can say no to whatever content they want.
Whatever they want.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You see how they took a lot of Trump stuff off when that stuff was going on. They took a lot of his stuff off.
Okay.
Twitter took who they wanted to take off.
But they know the guidelines. They don't really show no violence. It's just word. I mean, you walk on a fine line asking social media companies to police your First Amendment right and freedom of speech.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was wondering.
Like, it's a fine line.
We're doomed.
It's a fine line.
Well, you can't control it.
Well, I'll say this: it is a fine line, but it's not. How can I say it? So, like the FCC. So you can't say certain things on the radio. That's the thing.
Changed. They loosened a lot of the.
They have.
You notice you hearing more.
Yeah, but still though, it's the same thing. So you can say freedom of speech, but they say no. So it's your company. and you run it how you want to run it. So that's how they can get around it.
Right.
YouTube
So,
could
but
be
what
like,
are you going to say that they can't say in these songs?
I don't know. I'm not saying it.
And that's what I'm
just
saying. What you can't they're not saying anything that you can say. Well, all right, they're not going to say. They can say, all right, you can't use if it's just going to be explicit. You can't use the N-word. You can't cuss. But you already cursed on most of your YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So they're not doing anything. They're not showing nudity. They're not doing nothing like that that's going to violate the terms. So what words are you going to say that they can't use?
Come on,
that you're not going to be able to put across the board? Because you say, all right, you can't use the word gun. Okay, what about the movies or the shows?
Yeah, and I was about to say, you can't just do it to just rap
you're
music.
walking a slippery slope.
Exactly.
When you're
That's
trying
interesting.
You got to do it across the board.
freedom of speech.
Absolutely.
Like, it's crazy.
It's tough.
It's crazy. Somebody got in trouble for saying, "Yo, I'm making A-rap money," and somebody got in trouble for that. But it's crazy how nobody gets in trouble for the N-word.
Nigga, ever.
It's crazy.
Nobody.
The most derogatory term ever. You know,
Everybody
and putting
mama.
it in music.
Babies.
Nobody
say
gets that is okay to say.
Yep.
It is okay to call, but you can't say A-rap money. You can't. That's a whole nother show. Whole nother show.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk about that. Because I got some
Crazy.
problems with that, and I
Absolutely.
never even went in on how I felt about
mean,
the whoopee thing, and that's
not-
another show that's not hip hop. All right,
I mean, why is that like mind-boggling? Because the other people stick together. Black people don't stick together.
Yeah, somebody else said.
So ain't nobody
we had
get
that
upset because
conversation.
you put the word nigga in a song because black people ain't gonna stand up and say don't use it in the song.
You're right. Somebody
Like, so
had the same
they gonna
conversation.
stand up and fight for it and say we don't want to use. We gonna do this. We ain't gonna do it. So I mean, ain't no mind-boggling situation why the word's still gonna be used.
yeah, facts. All right, so we gonna transition to what's that dude name? Oh, Trey Songz. Trey
What the hell he do?
Songz. You said what he do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna blow it up for y'all.
Let's go.
Allegedly, so you can see it. So, all right. So, Trey Songz sued, accused of anal rape. Singer's rep says allegations are completely false. Of course, you're supposed to say that. All right.
Yeah, he did it.
Let's read. Let's read a little bit of that for the peoples.
Not so good news for Trey Songz. The 37-year-old is facing another lawsuit concerning sexual assault. According to TMZ, an unidentified woman who was referred to as Jane Doe alleges the singer anally raped her. Later, the singer anally raped. That ain't even a sentence.
That's
Like,
not English. Exactly.
Man, I hate reading stuff people don't write properly. She claims that the incident took place on March 24, 2016 at a house party. According to the lawsuit, he invited her to a house party in L.A. where he invited her upstairs for what she believed would be consensual sex. She claimed the singer repeatedly asked if he could get that A on the way upstairs. She told him no. She says when it got to the bedroom, Trey's demeanor changed. He threw her on the ground, ripping her pants off, pinned her face down, and forced his penis into her anus without her consent. She screamed in pain, begged him to stop. He didn't. She says afterwards she went to the hospital and received a sexual assault exam and allegedly showed severe anal tearing that could require surgery. However, she did not reveal who her alleged rapist was. She's now suing Trey for $20 million in damages. The woman's attorney, Ariel Mitchell, is also representing two women who are suing Trey for alleged sexual assault in Miami, New York.
Now, from what I understand, there's a lot of women coming forward now.
Yeah.
With allegations about this. But remember when Keke Palmer, and it's funny because she snapped and clapped back at Trey for doing something she told not to do. Now this wasn't sexually, but he invited Keke over to his house, whatever like that, whatever. But he was also shooting a video. So Keke said, listen, Trey, I do not want to be in the video. Do not get me no shots, blah, 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 whatever like that. So she's sipping, chilling, on the couch, bopping her head to music, whatever. Trey takes it upon himself and shoots her anyway and get all this footage, whatever like that. She, boom, and, ain't out chilling, whatever. And then she sees herself. And the video comes out, and sees herself in the video.
Lawsuit.
So
ain't
I
signed
don't know. I
nothing.
don't know if she's gonna sue, but
I would.
She's like, listen,
Take it down.
I didn't just tell you I didn't want to be in the video just because I didn't want to be in it. There's business reasons why I can't be in it,
absolutely.
too, and all this. And you violated.
Yeah, he getting sued.
You violated when I asked you not to. And so make a long story short, she says she knows other things that she didn't say or whatever like that. So now, you got a lot of females now coming forward saying things. So, I guess it has to happen in the court of law to see if some of these things is true. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's true. I'm not going to say it's not. You know what they say when you got more than 3 people saying the same exact thing? Who knows? Who knows?
Well, I heard he's an asshole anyway.
No, I know that for
I
know that
big,
for sure. I know
big,
somebody that works with him says
asshole.
he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But you could be an asshole and not be a rapist.
Yeah, but I mean, him being
point.
the kind of asshole that I heard he is, I could see him doing that. They tell him no. I'm like, I'm Trey Songz. What? How you gonna tell me no?
The thing with
Peace, Tony.
don't
T-Hustle.
Listen. Men of the world that are wealthy. Let me just, and if you just
Shout out
happen
to Tony Hustle. What's up, T Hustle? What's
go
good?
through this show and you see Chill, Mr. Keep It Real Talk. Don't you see what's happening now? I mean, right now, you can't treat women like shit. You can't do that no more.
Nope.
And all it takes is one.
No more. Like it was cool. Like it was.
No, I'm keeping it funky. Back in the day,
At one
you
point,
got away with a lot of
They
shit.
did get away with it.
It was once said, Ray
Yeah.
Robinson's wife said, Sugar Ray Robinson, the great middleweight champion, his wife said she been hit with better punch.
That's crazy.
It is.
You gotta say you can't treat them like shit no more.
Because
like,
some of these
like if it
jokers
was
think
ever
they
cool.
can.
Like nah,
But
you can't treat people like shit. Period.
But what I'm saying is from a perspective, if you grew up in that atmosphere and you saw your father, God forbid, abusing your mother, he might think, now some people take offense to him and say, I would never do that to my mother, but a kid might grow up and say, shit, my dad used to beat my mom, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You understand what I'm saying?
Learn behavior.
Right now, you can't do, and if you're a superstar, so what? You got 50 million. Every woman should be respected for what they say, whether it's a picture, whether it's a video. Because what if, I'm not gonna be funny, that same party you talking about Kiki, she probably didn't want to be involved because she knew what type of joker he was. What if he had coke and all that over the place and it was raided and somebody see her in it? Next you know her reputation is damaged.
But the thing has to happen is that people in the industry know if things like this
Yes.
really happen. Stop associating with people who got a name just to use their fame or whatever it is. I'm not saying it's a situation, but no, I'm not saying her. I'm just saying in general.
In general.
Other artists, if you know an artist is doing something foul like this, stop dealing with them.
Well,
don't get on songs with them. Don't ostracize them.
Here's the thing.
But you got to start separating people so they stop thinking what they're doing is okay. Because if they do it and there's no repercussions, their lifestyle still goes on the same. What would they ever change? Why would they think they're doing something wrong?
Facts.
They keep getting that big egomaniac and then be like, I'm not going to change because ain't nothing happening to me. No, you're right. Ostracize them. Call them out. Take them to the cops. Put them in jail. Then sue them for $20 million.
Well, here's
because you can still sue after they're locked up. Just to let you know.
Here's the ugly thing about all these allegations coming out, right? There are women that tell the truth and is looking for justice, real justice, and they want people to hear them, and they tell their truth. And there are women that lie and lie again for the come up. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've seen it. I've been around it, people. I've seen it happen where somebody actually lied on somebody that I know in the business because I was there and it really didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because they thought they was going to get a quick come up because of where they was at. You feel me? So those women that lie for the come up, damage it,
make it bad
for the women that are really victims.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Great point.
That are really victims. So when they make it bad for them, those predators that preyed on them, they never get justice. You feel me? But you can't. I know this. I know this for sure, right? Because I know somebody on the other end too, where something actually happened to them. Whatever. Her first reaction wasn't, I want $20 million. Her reaction was, I want him brought to I want him
press charges.
Press charges on him. I want him in jail. I need some type of justice. I've been violated. You feel me? Yeah. But if when you get some of these women, their first thought is 20 million, and I'm going to shut up.
Sounds fishy. Yeah.
Or 20 million, we can make this all go away. Then that messes it up for the real victims. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good point, bro.
If I'm wrong,
well
I'm wrong.
Well said.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
And the last thing too with the there, and I like what you said, Norm. There are the set of women that try to trick people, try to get pregnant on purpose, and are deceitful. So again, man, and I do agree with you, Ghost. The circles know who is bad and who's not. That happens on any level. That happens here. Somebody that Norm may be like, yo, chill. So and so said he knew you. Is if I'm Storm's friend, if it's a bad dude, I should say, yo, man, don't even associate with him, because I know what he do. He ain't good. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. In those circles with the entertainers, they're definitely, you know who's a hoe, you know who's a wild, who carry guns around and shoots in the air, for all that crap.
And this is not the first time I've said the groupie culture is real.
Absolutely.
But that groupie culture messes it up again for women that deserve some type of justice and have been violated, truly violated, you know, and you know, because the groupie culture is by any means necessary to get next to the celebrity or to get the paper, get the access. Most of them just want access, all right, and it's the truth, and I've seen it. So it's a double-edged sword, and again, it makes it bad. The negative side to it for the ones that are not telling the truth, it makes it bad for the ones that are seeking real justice. Sports girl Carla said, just like T.I. having a bunch of allegations and Bill Cosby too, it's hard to know who really wants justice and who might be jumping in on the allegations but are lying and trying to get a payday. It makes it hard for the true ones who are hurt. Facts, Carla. You know, facts.
Damn.
You know? But with Trey Songz, man, listen, I hope it ain't true. You know? I hope it ain't true. That's all I can say with that.
Talented
It'll all come out if it is.
Yeah.
One way or the other, the truth will be found.
And one other thing,
Because if she went to the hospital and she got a kit,
Yeah.
and they have evidence.
Yeah, if they have any kind,
the laws got to change too, because we need protection from if
from
the
the
woman
liars.
if the woman is found, if she presses charges and it's found that by in a court of law that you were not telling the truth, this man didn't do that, they need to get some time.
Yeah.
They shouldn't just be able to walk out of the courtroom and like
I
unharmed.
don't understand how that's not illegal.
Because it's illegal for defamation. You can sue for, but you can't. They're not going to go to jail for defamation of character. I think it's only financial.
Yeah, well,
Right?
Change that shit.
Yeah,
just
they
think
got
that's
to make
crazy, though.
Yeah, they got to make laws for people that falsely
Yeah.
accuse somebody.
Because
too.
you could ruin somebody's life forever.
It's not trying to be funny. Remember, it goes all the way back to the Mike Tyson thing. There are
Yeah,
those
so
that said Mike didn't do nothing. If that was the case, it took time off his career. That's money that he could have made.
That changed his life.
It changed his life.
Yeah.
And I like Mike Tyson. I love him to death. Like I really, anything that he talks about now, I like his podcast.
Yeah.
It's
Well, he must
it's
calm
really
it down 'cause he
heartfelt,
smokes
man.
a lot of weed.
Yeah, but it's heartfelt. Mike will cry on you in a minute.
Yeah, he's definitely a different Mike. that
But,
weed
yeah.
docile.
It's go ahead, bro.
Oh no. Jim Jones. So basically, Jim Jones goes off and he goes into a rant because he went into a Gucci store and they treated him like he was broke.
They treated him like a normal guy. He didn't like that.
Yeah. So they treat him like a normal guy.
Yeah.
And everything, and he didn't like this. So Jim went off. Let's see what he said. Let's see if I go.
I'm gonna lead this to P because P's take was great.
We've been in Gucci for about an hour, right? And we in Gucci in the VIP.
We've been in Gucci for like 2 hours.
Right? Since we came in here, having nobody came and showed us no courtesy, no amenities, no nothing. Period. Not even a drink of water. Asked to speak to the manager. Send me a black guy out here that started telling me some bullshit. So they got the black guy racial profiling on black people. Asked to speak to a manager bigger than him. Everybody disappeared. Ain't nobody come out yet. I still ain't getting no sparkling water. I still ain't getting no champagne. I still ain't getting nothing. I didn't have a salesperson inside of my VIP suite the whole time I was there. I had to keep screaming for VIP people to help me out. Now everybody don't know where the real manager is. You heard? It's time. I'm tired of this. We spending all this money as entertainers inside these stores. They hire these black people, and these black people are more racist than white people when they get their job inside of Gucci. All of a sudden, you stop playing with us, bro. Still haven't seen a manager yet. Still haven't seen a manager yet. Since I'm talking to you right now, a manager still hasn't popped out of Gucci. And the bill is like $29,000, but we didn't pay that yet. You heard? Why would we? They still haven't sent a manager or bottle of sparkling water or anything that says that we appreciate your service for being in here in Gucci and spending that bag.
The big one.
The big one. They sent this guy. What is he possibly going to do? You heard? What is he going to do? Is what I want to know. Still haven't seen a manager. Is there a manager that works here, or everybody's just a worker?
We bundled our insurance with NJM.
I don't like the way Jim handled it.
Did he handle it wrong, or did he have a point?
Well, let me say this. All right, so we've had all kind of scandals about Gucci anyway, right? And how they feel about us, and they want to make monkey outfits and all kind of crazy shit, depicting black people. And so my first question is, before we even get to how he was treated, is, Jim, why are you in Gucci in the first place? So, okay, you've been in your VIP suite. They ain't bringing no water, this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. You feeling like a normal person right now because you're entertained, you got some change. But, Jim, they're just showing you what they've already showed you. That even though you got a little change to Gucci, you were still a nigga. And you don't get no special service. So why do you feel the need, not just you, other entertainers too, why do y'all feel the need to run the Gucci and spend the bag? Like, why? What is the need for that?
You know what?
And for you to feel some type of way, you should feel some type of way because you've been clowned. They clowned you from the beginning. The whole time you in there and you make a video, they clown you because they like, this guy, he's really upset that he didn't get his water or his champagne or anything. And he ain't going to get his water or his champagne. And at the end of the day, he probably still going to spend the $29,000 for the stuff because he wants to wear the Gucci. He wants to be able to say he spent $29,000. So my problem is with the whole situation. Like, shouldn't even been in the first place.
Now listen, some people's argument is going to say, if I'm making all this money, I could spend it on, what I want.
Absolutely.
Spend it
Absolutely,
where I want,
you
whatever. And that's true.
But should you?
But then don't make videos saying how you mistreated when you walk into a place like Gucci and you already know what they're known for and things they have done in the past. You already know this, right? And to your point, there's so many other black businesses,
Lots
black
of
designers that you could patronize.
Dope.
Now, here's the thing too, and I can speak about this because I happen to be black, right? So I know me. If I was making all this money or whatever like that, one, I wouldn't be spending my money in Gucci anymore. Nope. Because a lot of times these rappers do that as a sign of status. If I'm wearing Gucci, if I'm wearing Prada, that's a sign of status. I've made it if I'm wearing this. But a lot of times too, when you look at Russell throughout the years, Russell Simmons, which was at the time one of the most successful industry people there was. What do you see Russell in? Right? Jeans, T-shirt, some sneakers that look like Gilligan Island sneakers, whatever like that, or whatever. And half of the ones that's really making the money and doing big things
wear consignment store clothes.
You would never know.
You would never know.
If you run into them on the street. Nope. And see, sometimes, and listen, my people, I love our people. But I'm just saying, like, come on, man. Like, if I had $1 billion, I don't really think y'all would know it. Y'all wouldn't know it. I'm just telling you right now, if I had $1 billion, y'all would not know it.
I like what you said
I'm just saying.
I like what you said about
That's just norm, though.
status, because I'm questioning right now, and I like Jim. I like his music, especially now, but I'm going to tell the truth here. That was a commercial for how dope I am, to me.
Mm.
Listen to everything he said. How much we spend? He turned around and asked his boy. I'm sorry, my bad.
What the hell was happening?
How much he spent? 29,000. We got 29,000 in here because the average person ain't going to say 29,000.
Yeah.
Would you complain if you went into A&P and about the can, a 25-cent can of soda, would he be walking around saying, yo, where's service at? Yo, man, a 25-cent can. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nobody come out here and give me no Deer Park. Nah, that's that Harlem thing. That's that Jim Jones thing. So I'm not saying he's not upset, but
Like I say, trying to
why could you got to put it on first of all on social media to show all your fans, like Norm said, I'm showing and proving. I'm showing and proving that I got all this money. This is who I am. I'm being successful.
But does it? Let's talk about and let's measure wealth, and we're gonna even stay in the hip hop realm and genre. So let's take 90s Jay, right?
Jim Jones.
No, Jay-Z.
Okay, Jay-Z.
And let's look at 2000s Jay-Z. 90s Jay, got all the gold cat tooth, I got rims on my trucks. I got this, I got. What's the difference between the G5? $40,000, $50,000. Let's look at Jay-Z now. Jay-Z he'll have a watch on, maybe. His wedding ring, nice suits, whatever. He said it before. He don't put rims on his cars. I don't got to. So that's the difference between acting like you wealthy and actually being wealthy. Wealthy people, like Storm said, you'll never know, because a wealthy person doesn't have to show you that I'm wealthy. They don't have to wear all their wealth on. Like, yeah, look, I got 20,000 gold chains and I got money. You know what I'm saying? Versus these jokers, they got houses, they got
a wealthy person don't have to wear a designer that puts their name on their clothes. There's nothing but getting messed up. A wealthy person can have a T-shirt on that costs $400.
Absolutely.
You need to know the designer's name on the jeans and the shoes and the T-shirt.
I get
it could be just as expensive as a Gucci, but don't show the name. So they just don't put it out there where you see the name that they're wearing, but their stuff ain't cheap.
I'm not saying it's well, some of the stuff some of these people wear is cheap, and that's because they are frugal, and that's why they are wealthy, because they don't find. And on the other side, yeah, they might have a $4,000 T-shirt. They might have a whole outfit that costs them $4. So they're on both sides of the spectrum. But what I'm saying is, hood rich niggas is what I'm gonna call them. Want to wear all their wealth. They gotta show everybody. Yeah,
but you're also in the industry
got money
that only respects when you show wealth, and ain't nobody buying no rapper that walks around looking.
And I ain't trying to be funny.
Hence why I had to wear a fur coat.
So it's a perception.
July.
It's an industry that goes off perception, because if the perception is you got it, then you got it, and they're gonna support you. And if you walk around like you ain't got it, they ain't supporting you.
And I'm not gonna front.
So we can't crucify them when the people who buy it are the ones who support it. We created the monster.
And real talk, Dips has some fly niggas. Like they dress well, and I'm not saying
they're flashy.
They're very flashy.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this, but only thing I'm saying is, any one of us on here, the only question I would ask Jim is like, bro, what was in there that you wanted to get that bad? Because as soon as I have a problem at a store,
I'm out of there.
I'm like, hell, even if it was another Gucci, like, okay,
I might cuss you out on the way out, but that's it.
If it's something that you wanted at Gucci that bad, right? They got plenty of Gucci stores.
Alicia said, shout out to Alicia. She said, Jimmy is a clown. He too old to be acting like that. I think on a lot of levels, some other things he does too, even with the beefs and fighting and the whatever. Like, man, listen. When I turned to a certain age, there's just things I wasn't doing no more.
Doing that.
There's just places I'm not hanging no more.
Nope.
There's just certain people I just don't want to be around no more. Whatever. When I reached a certain age, like everything I do now, if you see me do anything now, it's because I want to do it.
Absolutely.
Because I want to do it, and you know what I'm saying, whatever. But everything that everybody think cool, I don't anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm just you got to grow up at some point.
But I'm gonna be fair with Jim. Jim, to me, because like I said, I follow like him and.
Yeah,
and
he's still
grown.
Gang culture too.
Since that situation went down with the Mel murder and the Tekashi situation, Jim has made major moves. To me, he has tried to be mature. But then again, maybe I take that back because he had to fight with the boy in Miami where he ran in his mouth. But that because they were in a little beef. I forgot his name. It was another artist. But that being said, he's kind of done a lot of business moves. I've been listening to interviews that he's been on. So he's not the same Jim, but at the same token, maybe there was something in there that he really, really, really wanted. But as I said, if it's that bad in 2021, if you got special order or something, you could curse out the person in the store you at. And I'm sure Gucci, isn't that Gucci store in Short Hills? You ain't that far. Hop in the limo, take a ride over there, and say, hey, look, blah, 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 blah. Go to Cali. Do a red line to Cali if you want. Next time you over there. Or get on the phone. Get some of your assistants on the phone.
He might have been in Short Hills.
Now,
actually, now I'm thinking, now that you said that.
Yeah. Now to Jim's point. All right. We should be able to walk into a store and get treated like everybody else. So if they're
but he didn't want to get treated like everybody else. No, that's the biggest part of it. He's upset because he didn't get treated like the celebrity that he feels that he is.
But that's
his hang up.
If their policy is to give you water or some champagne and to give you the little snacks or finger foods or whatever the case, whatever they do in Gucci. I went into a Gucci store once and I turned my ass right around. All right, because
I've never been in one.
Yeah, I was window shopping or whatever. And but here's the thing, if that's their policy, then you do that with everybody. Do that with everybody. And just because Fuse got on what kind of hat is that, bro?
LRG.
LRG hat, and he got a hoodie on or whatever. Don't assume that he's broke, he's from the streets, and all that.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, a lot of rich people
assume,
come here. You're right.
Don't assume that.
Yeah,
but didn't he say he'd been there before?
Because as Quentin Tarantino walked up in there, and Quentin Tarantino dressed like a bum. If he walked up in there, they would have gave him the champagne. They would give him the sparkling water, the little treats they give you or whatever in Gucci, whatever.
Everybody ain't getting back to the VIP room.
I'm gonna tell you what I think the biggest, or we're not gonna say the biggest problem. What the problem or the issue was. He comes with an entourage, so he came in there with all these jokers.
Ain't the first time.
Well, you can't.
If you spend $29,000, they treat you a certain way.
Yeah, but
apparently not.
And
he was about to spend $29,000.
He spent it already. He probably was treated differently this time than he was last time.
And here's the thing too: is he right? One other thing that I didn't like that Jim did. Don't clown the security.
Yeah, and then you're gonna clown the dude.
He wasn't a black guy.
He's
doing his
I'm
job.
clown him because I was in the bottle store in Short Hills Mall, and the black security walked up to me like he was gonna stop me if I wanted to take something. So I'm gonna clown him because you gonna do exactly you little puppet. You gonna go do what they gonna do.
Yeah, he's
that.
Like
I told him, you ain't gonna stop me if I wanted to take something.
He's that dude on Django. He's Samuel Jackson from Django. That's how these security guards are.
And I'm opposite of the norm. If I got $1 billion, y'all gonna know I got $1 billion. Y'all gonna know.
Well, y'all know me. I never liked fancy cars. I never was into that. Norm would buy equipment. You would see more equipment and more controllers and more this and more of that. That's what Norm would do, right? I never was that dude that feel like I got to have the big watch, the big ring, the this, the that. I never was that dude. When I had money, money, back when I was doing certain things, all right, I'm not talking about anything illegal. Back when I was really making some money, man, I never felt the need to be flashy. I never felt the need to be flashy. I'm that dude where you be like, look at his sneakers, look at his jeans. I'm like, okay, but check this out. My rent getting paid this month. My mortgage is going to get paid this month.
Clap that up.
Car note going to get paid. This, that, whatever. You could assume what you want to because I never cared what people thought. Never.
And Harlem, you know that. They got to be icy and fly. But go ahead.
Yeah, Grand G says spending $29K in Gucci isn't gangster. Standing up in the owner's skybox with a white tee and a Yankee fitted is gangster.
Yeah, he ain't lying. I clapped it up.
Yeah.
But Jim will be back to Gucci next week, I'm sure, or whenever he feel like going back again.
Man, this was a great night. Just
dope.
Just debating and agreeing and disagreeing and agreeing to disagree. All of that. Shout out to everybody on the check-in, man, and y'all commentary again. You know, let's clap it up for y'all. Let's clap it up for y'all,
Absolutely,
man.
absolutely.
Yes. We'll be back on the Live in the Cipher show. A lot to talk about. A lot of issues. Next week we're gonna be doing more music. So we're gonna ask y'all right now if you know anybody that's making any new hip hop music or anything, submit it. We want to play it. We want to start playing new music, unsigned artists, and all of that. That's what we want to start getting back to, along with these topics and everything. But again, we appreciate y'all and we thank y'all because you know this show is really not about us.
It's always about you.
Because
you are the next best kept secret.
We out of here. See y'all next Wednesday. Peace and blessings. Listen, if you're in the area, make sure you come to the New Hollywood on that's Hollywood Avenue in Hillside, New Jersey. That's Hollywood Avenue. This Friday, I'm rocking out with my boy DJ One Spin. I'll be rocking out. It's Throwback Fridays there, where they do 80s and 90s R&B, hip hop, reggae, all of that. All right. This Friday we not doing house music, man. It's throwback for hip hop. So you know I'm be playing that old school throwback for R&B, throwback for reggae, all of that. Different genre. Throwback Fridays at the New Hollywood in Hillside, New Jersey. Your boy DJ Storm On will be there. 6 to 8 is the happy hour. All right, 6 to 8 is the happy hour. So if you're a little broke, money a little tight, come. You better get there 6 to 8 and get that cheap ass drink.
Oh wow!
All right. So, but we rocking out from 6 to 11 p.m. All right, at the New Hollywood in Hillside, New Jersey. Your boy DJ Storm On will be on the set, taking you back, man, with some good R&B, hip hop, and all of that, man. We're gonna have some fun Friday night. All right, peace and blessings, y'all. Live in the Cipher, BKS1 Radio. We out of here.
Peace.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Well, thank you, Nakia. Real quick, Alicia said, it took him 2 hours to see that they didn't want him there. He's a clown. And the dude he rolled with the pants be under their butt, cursing, etc. He couldn't come in my store. I feel you.
Wait, what happened?
No, she was saying.
So he ended up staying in his car.
Because he said an hour to do it. He was there 2 hours. Like he's saying, so it took you 2 hours to realize that they didn't want your ass there.
Yo, man, it's got to be that real hip-hop feel, man. Get these levels right. All right, something like... You will now go back to when rap music had hard beats. When it was called hip-hop.
Live in the Cipher! Oh, Wednesday night, gotta get it right. Live in the Cipher, chills on the mic. You got cash, I'm worth it, pay me. You can't outfox me, so say that for Jamie. BKS1radio.com. Hot like fire, kids, so ring me along. Got the industry corner with our own damn opinions. No Serato, it's authentic. When late night is spinning, the truth, the real. Hip-hop ain't dead, and if it was, we resurrected it. It's back to the essence, the bare essential. Storm Norm is the leader, we call him the general. Smooth P and Ghost, we rate and review. So if you're scared to spit the 16, don't come through. Ooh! Represent the real hip-hop. Represent the real hip-hop. Represent the real hip-hop. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday night. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the hottest hip-hop show on the net. Live in the Cipher, baby. You got my man, Chill Mr. Keep It Real. Ladies love Smooth P. Short Fuse, DJ Late Night, and your man, Storm on the General on BKS1Radio.com, where we
represent the real hip-hop.